Hello students, once again welcome to Ayagriva Foundation YouTube channel. In the previous class, we learnt about three Carnatic wars which was fought between the French and the British. So for that, what were the reasons and what were the results of it, about that we learnt in the previous class. So today, let us discuss about other two major wars which has taken place in our country, that is the Battle of Plassey and the Battle of Buxar. First, the Battle of Plassey, which was fought in Bengal. So before learning about the Battle of Plassey, what was the condition in Bengal? About that let us discuss. After consolidating the political power in South India, the British concentrated towards the North India. As you all know that by the time North India was administrating by the Mughals. Under the Mughals, many subordinators were there. Among them, Bengal Nawab also one. The Nawab of Bengal was the subordinator of the Mughal emperor. So, by the time the Mughal emperor, who is called as Farrukhsiyar, he granted dastak permission to the British. What do you mean by this dastak? It is nothing but license, permission to make free trade. So because of this dastak power, the British got permission to make trade without paying any tax to the Bengal Nawab. By the time the Bengal has made tremendous achievement in the field of agriculture, commerce and industry. And at the same time, even the British got dastak permission from the Farrukhsiyar. This made the British to gain more profit in the Bengal. So because of this, what happened, the British started to misuse the dastak. Always they were thinking about the financial matter itself. So financially, the company should gain more profit. About that only always they used to think. So because of this, the British started to misuse the dastakats. This permission letter which they had received from the Farrukhsiyar, that one they started to sell to the Indian traders also. The Indian traders who had received these dastaks from the British, even they also did not pay tax to the Bengal government. As a result, the income of the Bengal gradually decreased. So because of this, many Bengal Nawabs like Murashid Ali Khan or Murshid Ali Khan, then Alivardi Khan and Siraj-ud-Dawla. So like this, many Nawabs opposed the misuse of dastakats by the British. So due to this, many wars took place. Those wars are the Battle of Plassey and the Battle of Buxar. After learning about the conditions of the Bengal, let us discuss about the causes for the Battle of Plassey, which was fought in the year of 1757. The main reasons for Battle of Plassey are, the very first one is misuse of dastakats. So already we have discussed that how the British started to misuse the dastakats. Because of this misuse of dastaks, the British did not pay any kind of tax to the Nawab of Bengal. So due to this, the income of Bengal gradually decreased. So that is one of the main reason for the Battle of Plassey. The Nawab of Bengal started to oppose the misuse of dastaks. And then mending of the fort without permission. So nearby the river of Hooghly, the British started to construct the Fort William. That means they started to fortify their factories. Around the factories, they started to construct the fort, that too without the permission of Nawab of Bengal. The British are taking shelter under Nawab of Bengal. Then it is their duty to ask the permission of the Nawab to construct the fort, but the British did not follow this. This enraged Siraj-ud-Dawla. So by the time the Nawab of Bengal was Siraj-ud-Dawla, it enraged him. As a result, he attacked over the Fort William and Qasim Bazar, where they started to construct the fort. As a result, Siraj-ud-Dawla sent out the British from the Qasim Bazar and Fort William. And third one is Black Room tragedy. When he attacked over the Fort William, he arrested 146 soldiers, British soldiers, and he captured them and he arrested them in a very small room of his fort. Very small room it was, which was having a small door and a small hole was there for breathing purpose. As he arrested them in that small room, when he opened the next day the door, among 146 members, only 23 members were alive. Because of due to the lack of supply of oxygen, due to the suffocation, 123 soldiers were died. So this is in history very famously known as Black Room Tragedy. Black Room Tragedy. So because of this reason, the British enraged against the Siraj-ud-Dowla. They decided to take revenge against him. So that's what they called Robert Clive, one who successfully fought against the French in the Carnatic Wars. They summoned Robert Clive to the North India. As soon as Robert Clive came to North India, he attracted the court members of Siraj-ud-Dowla. See, in the court of Siraj-ud-Dowla, many ministers were there. Those were very much disappointed with the administration of Siraj-ud-Dowla. So Robert Clive attracted them. Who are those? Manik Chand, Homi Chand, Jagat Seth. Okay, these are all the rich people. Okay, so their support Robert Clive got. And also he got support from the Mir Jafar, one of the military commander of Siraj-ud-Dowla. They promised to the Mir Jafar that if Mir Jafar remained neutral in the battle, so definitely they are going to make Mir Jafar as the Nawab of Bengal. So Mir Jafar accepted for this. So by confirming all these developments, Robert Clive declared war against Siraj-ud-Dowla in the year of 1757. As previously they planned everything, so accordingly this war has taken place. Only Siraj-ud-Dowla and some of the soldiers, they fought against the British and they were defeated. Remember students, this battle is very important in the Indian history. Reason is, this is the first battle of the British against a Indian ruler. So before this, Carnatic Wars they have fought, but not against Indian ruler. They fought against the French. But in the Battle of Plassey, for the first time, they fought against the Indian ruler. So in this battle, they got success. So after completing the Battle of Plassey, many changes took place in Bengal. So let us see the results of the Battle of Plassey. See, due to this war, it explored the immorality, lack of unity and greediness of Indians. See, because of that immorality and greediness only, this Homi Chand, Manik Chand, Jagat Seth, okay, and Mir Jafar, they accepted to support to Robert Clive and they cheated their motherland. And when Siraj-ud-Dowla was fighting against the British, their neighbors were there, even they did not come forward to support him. That is the lack of unity. So these qualities of Indians explored to the world. It explored the lack of unity, immorality and greediness of Indian kings. And next, Mir Jafar. As Robert Clive promised to the Mir Jafar that if he remained neutral in the battle, definitely is going to make him as the Nawab of Bengal. Okay, so he kept his promise. Okay, Mir Jafar became the Nawab of Bengal. And then he gave exclusive rights. Mir Jafar gave exclusive rights to the English East India Company to make trade in Bengal. So before this, by taking permission from the Mughal emperor, means with the help of Dastaks, the British used to make trade in the Bengal. But now there is no limitation for them to make the trade. Okay, na? So that permission granted by Mir Jafar to the company. And the last one is, as Siraj-ud-Dowla, he made attack over the Fort William and Qasim Bazar. So for that sake, the British demanded to the Mir Jafar to pay war compensation. That to how much? 17 crore and 17 lakh rupee. In 1757, 17 crore 17 lakh rupees means it is equal to some billion crores right now. Okay, such a large amount they got from the Mir Jafar. Listen students, though Mir Jafar, with the help of the British, he became the Nawab of Bengal, he became puppet in the hand of the British. That means whatever the British says, that one he used to follow without opposing anything. But finally he came to know that because of British, the economic condition of the Bengal is completely collapsed. Then he decided to remain independent. He don't want to be puppet in the hand of British. As a result, he planned to become independent. But the British observed him. As the British observed him, so immediately they dethroned Mir Jafar and they brought his son-in-law who is called as Mir Qasim. Okay, na? So as Mir Qasim came to rule, so further it led to the one more war, so that is called as the Battle of Buxar. Students, after discussing about the Battle of Plassey, let us discuss about the Battle of Buxar, which was fought in the year 1764. So what are the reasons for the Battle of Buxar? Let us discuss now. As you all know that Mir Jafar, one who supported to the British to win against the Siraj-ud-Dawla in the Battle of Plassey, he became the Nawab of Bengal later. But as he tried to become independent from the British observed it, and then they dethroned Siraj-ud-Dawla and they made his son-in-law, Mir Jafar's son-in-law, Mir Qasim, as the Nawab of Bengal. As soon as Mir Qasim became the Nawab of Bengal with the support of the British, he granted many places to them. Chittagong, Badnapur, Midnapur. So like this many places he granted to the British, and also he paid a huge amount also. But later Mir Qasim realized that due to the misuse of dastaks of the British, the income of the Bengal is collapsing. Gradually it is decreasing. So without financial support, it is highly impossible to make administration. That's what Mir Qasim, he opposed the misuse of dastaks. As a result, the British observed it, and then they dethroned Mir Qasim also, and once again they brought back Mir Jafar as the Nawab of Bengal with some condition. What are those conditions? Whatever the British says, that he has to accept. So Mir Jafar accepted for that, and then he continued as the Nawab of Bengal. But another side, Mir Qasim, he did not be quiet. He decided to take revenge against the British. He tried to consolidate the power. That's what he took the support of Mughal emperor who is called as Shah Alam II. And the another ruler of Awadh, who is called as Shuja-ud-Dawla. So these three members made an alliance and they declared war against the British in the year of 1764. But the British were very wise. They were observing all the activities of the Mir Qasim and his alliance. So that's what they kept ready their army. And when the Battle of Buxar took place in the year of 1764, the British army was led by Hector Munro. Very successfully he defeated the alliance of Mir Qasim, Shah Alam and Shuja-ud-Dawla. So in this battle, Mir Qasim was defeated and he escaped from the battlefield. Shah Alam II and Shuja-ud-Dawla, they were surrendered to the British. So thus, the Battle of Buxar came to an end. So after completing the Battle of Buxar, it caused for many changes in Bengal. So what are those changes? So let us discuss through the results of the Battle of Buxar. So very first one is Shah Alam II, he granted Diwani rights to the British. What is this Diwani rights? Diwani rights means permission to collect land revenue. So that permission he granted to the British over Bengal. So till now the British only they used to make trade, okay, but after the Battle of Buxar they started to collect the land revenue. So that means they became the owner of Bengal. Very second one is Shah Alam II. He gave away all the rights over Bengal to the British for the annual income of 26 lakh rupees. Okay, so per year he was getting 20 lakh rupees from the British, and instead of that gave away all the rights over Bengal to the British. And then the Nawab of Awadh, Shuja ud Dawla, he paid 50 lakhs to the British because as they conducted war against the British, so for that compensation in the form of war compensation, the Nawab of Awadh paid 50 lakh rupees to the British. And after the death of Mir Jafar, when the Battle of Buxar was going on, the Nawab of Bengal was Mir Jafar. After some time, Mir Jafar also died. When Mir Jafar died, so after that his son was getting pension. He was getting pension from the British, okay, but they did not make him as the Nawab of Bengal. So the entire Bengal came under the control of the British. These are the results of the Battle of Buxar. Students, after discussing about the Battle of Plassey and the Battle of Buxar, so let us discuss about another topic, so that is dual government. Dual government was introduced by Robert Clive in the year of 1765 in Bengal. So what do you mean by dual government? Two government in one kingdom. Two governments in one kingdom. So if two governments are there, means you know that a lot of difficulties will be there, a lot of confusions will be there. Okay, so one region may get a lot of profit and another regions are there, so they may face a lot of difficulties. So like this a lot of problems will be there, but such kind of government was introduced by Robert Clive. Intention is they wanted to get a lot of benefit without taking any risk. Okay, such kind of system was introduced in the year of 1765 at Bengal by Robert Clive. Students, as you all know about Robert Clive, so Robert Clive came to India as a clerk. In English East India Company, in the beginning as a clerk he was appointed, but later he played very important role in the Carnatic Wars, and later played very important role in the Battle of Plassey also by defeating Siraj ud Dawla. So thus they got control over the Nawab of Bengal. So after that Robert Clive returned to his motherland, means to England he returned. After returning Robert Clive, English East India Company started to face heavy loss. Financially they suffered a lot. So because of that, once again the British government appointed Robert Clive as a governor. As a governor of Bengal they appointed and they sent back to India. So when he came to India, by the time the Battle of Buxar got completed, so after that Robert Clive decided to take the advantage of this situation. So as a result he introduced the dual government. So according to the dual government, in kingdom responsibilities was shared. Responsibilities were shared. So how it was shared means the company was collecting the land revenue. The company was collecting the land revenue, but they were not having any kind of responsibilities. All those responsibilities they left for Nawab. So the responsibilities of Nawab to look after the administration and judiciary. You know that maintaining administration and bringing law and order in the kingdom is a highly difficult task. Okay, that responsibilities they handed over to the Nawab, and very easiest work they got, so that is collecting the land revenue. So thus by introducing the dual government, the British gained a lot of profit in Bengal. Students, in this lesson, that means in the advent of Europeans to India, so in this lesson we discussed about a lot of things like what made the Europeans to discover new sea route to India, So, Carnatic wars, between whom it was fought and what are the reasons and the results of it. And then the Battle of Plassey, the Battle of Buxar, and finally dual government. So, about all these topics we discussed in this lesson. Thank you.
ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಬೆಲ್ ಐಕನನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳ ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೊದಲು ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸಂದೇಹಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್